Yeah, that's working. Greetings and salutations, my brothers, and welcome back to the Great Ace Attorney Chronicles. Last time, we were investigating the murder of the pawn shop, whose name escapes me. Windy Banks? I'm gonna go Windy Banks. And, God, I hope my chat box works this time. Yeah, and then, I investigated, like, literally everything and could not figure out what the heck was going on. Fretching Omar. Hopefully, audio is working. Could I just change some settings with my USB capture device? And I'm seeing it, like, appear on OBS now? Before I used to go through my desktop. So, fingers crossed this works. Otherwise, it's going to be a very quiet playthrough. So, it turns out, I forgot to present him this! I presented him the other one! I forgot to present him the first one. For one small box, worth 10 shillings. Inspector, what do you make of this? Ah, what we have here, and then a redemption ticket for an article deposit here, is it? Looks like someone ran out of the office. Yeah, wow. Looks like someone ran out of office stationery and wrote the ticket on whatever paper was on hand. Was two hand? Is it two hand? The lack of music and all the crunches. Got to watch this back later. Yes, there's a ticket for McGilda's overcoat. The one that little diver turned up with yesterday. Oh, actually no, it's not. Really? Think you know better than me, do ya? No, I didn't mean to, Oh, wow, let me flip right back.
Runa's right, Gregsy. It isn't the same ticket.
Of course it isn't! Of course it isn't! I never doubted you, your ladyship. So, what's all this about, then? If I might be so bold to ask.
This is a second ticket.
A second one? It seems that Mr. McGilda, in fact, had another article in storage here at Windybanks. Is that right?
I think we need to discuss this further with the inspector, Mr. Naruhodo.
Oh, good. Because he's ever so easy to talk to. Ugh. I wish I'll figure out how to lock my chair. Everything of mine is breaking. It's a second redemption ticket. This ticket was in one of the... Well... This ticket was in one of the pockets of Mr. McGilda's overcoat. You mean to tell me? Yes. There was more than just the music box sticks. It seems. I should have insisted on the lads taking it back to the yard and examine it properly.
Well, according to the details on this ticket, Mr. McGilda deposited another article here with Mr. Windybank.
Yes, I can see it written here. A small box, was it?
Do you have any idea what it is, Gregsy? Any idea at all? Is another article belong to Mr. McGilda? It could be an important clue.
Well, yes, I suppose it could be. Please, stop looking at me with those big turquoise eyes, all full of hope and expectation. It's too much pressure. I'll lose me marbles. I will. I'll go barking. This is no time for dog impressions, Inspector. That's enough sauce from you, Sunshine. There's one thing that springs to mind. According to this ticket, the redemption's deadline has already passed, hasn't it?
Oh yes, of course. Articles are only held for 2 months. So the small box will no longer be in here then.
That's right. It's been forfeited.
Which means it could be on the shelves in the front of the shop, where the forfeited items are offered for sale.
Yes, the shelves in the front. We must search them at once. You're wasting your time.
Oh,
There are dozens of little boxes out there. Hundreds even. You can't possibly know which one might have been McGilda's. That information is not written in the ledger. Ugh.
well, I think we should at least have a look, just in case.
Of course, your ladyship, of course. Very sensible of you, I'm sure. This is getting old.
Ugh! I nearly jumped out of my skin there. How could Mr. Windybank set such a wicked trap?
I doubt he set out to scare anyone.
Is that really the time? I think perhaps we should pay Gina another visit soon.
Oh?
Her trial is tomorrow. We must establish whether or not you will be defending her. I think we should ask her one more time. She may have changed her mind. Don't you remember, Bruno? You told her she could rip up the representation papers if she didn't want you to be her lawyer.
Really? Did I say that?
Yes. Yes.
You did?
The deadline for submitting the paperwork is fast approaching.
In that case, we had better hurry back to the prison and talk to Gina again. Okay, I just need to double check if the audio is actually being played. So I have desktop muted, so there shouldn't be an echo. Okay, it is going through. Awesome. Let's check on Twitch. Hopefully that didn't echo. Also, it's like a 10-second delay. 16th April, 5:41 p.m. Local prison, cell 13. Ah, Gina. Good, you're back.
Ah! The police must have finished questioning her then. Oh, how was it, Ginny? Was it awful? Eh? Oh, don't bother me.
Thank you for the papers you signed before. It meant we were able to investigate at Windybank's.
Oh, right. Don't you want to know how we got on? We've been ever so busy. What's the point in asking? What's the point in asking? Won't change what everyone's saying, that I did it. That's not...
Gina, we came to ask you for your final decision.
Eh? What decision?
About tomorrow's trial. Will you let me defend you or not?
I must submit the paperwork now if you'd like Mr. Naruhodo to represent you. Right. I see.
She really lost her fight all of a sudden. But I know what that feels like. The worry is just so hard to bear. What we've uncovered.
Oh, alright then. Blimey. Give it a rush with them eyes, Aris. So come on then, fill us in. Who done it?
Unfortunately, we don't know that yet.
You don't say. We don't know yet, Gina. But Mr. Naruhodo and all of us know that you are innocent of this crime.
And while we haven't yet managed to work out who the real culprit is, there are a number of interesting facts that we have managed to establish.
Oh yeah? Like what?
Well, for example, the reason for you being there in the first place. I think I know why you broke into Windybanks that night. It looks like I'm going to have to take some evidence that clearly reveals the reason. And thrust it in Gina's face. Or I could present it to her calmly, I suppose. Representation in court. Man, there we go. Excellent.
We only have the representation papers and other documents we need.
All we have to do is hand them in to the court clerk. That is, if you allow me to represent you in court tomorrow.
Nah, don't bother. Ginny, open up and check them, would ya? Them representation papers, or whatever they're called. This still ain't fancy enough to have a bin.
So, what will you do in court tomorrow?
I'll be fine on my own. I don't think you will. I don't think you will be. Look, it don't matter. What's gonna happen is gonna happen.
This is one stubborn pickpocket. You'd rather die than ask for help. Why can't I present it? Oh, because there's a button for. I keep forgetting the thing. We found this in Mr. Windybank's storeroom. The manuscript of Aris's latest story.
Ah! Oh, right. Well, that's good then.
Curiously, the storeroom at Windybanks showed no sign of being ransacked for items of value or the like. With one exception, the box file that housed this manuscript. It was you, wasn't it, Gina, who broke open the box containing this manuscript last night?
Eh?
You're determined to find out whether or not the Hound of the Baskervilles was really there. That's the real reason you broke into the storeroom last night, isn't it?
Ah!
Why don't you tell us what happened, please? Aris's manuscript.
Alright, yeah. This Baskerville story. It's the latest Sholmes adventure, right? But it ain't been printed yet. So I figured it's gotta be worth a fair few pieces of silver, right? Oh yes, at least £5,000. What?
So, you intend to sell Aris's manuscript, did you?
No, Ginny, how could you? What? Wait, no, hang on. Of course I wasn't gonna sell it. What I wanted to do was find out if the mantle script, or whatever you call it, really was there or not. That's the only reason I was in that place. For Iris' sake. Isn't that right?
Ah! We knew why you'd done it from the start, Gina. Of course we did.
But I knew you wouldn't do anything mean like that, Ginny. I just knew it. Well,
When I saw the manuscript in the storeroom, it reminded me of what you said the night before.
grown-ups do a lot worse than that, believe me. Barefaced liars, a lot of them. You just ain't realized it yet. I'm telling you, that mental script ain't at Winterbanks. You'd soon see if you had a look. If I'm honest, I have wondered if Hurley's telling me the truth sometimes. I mean, last sometimes I wonder if he might have hidden my manuscript somewhere. Somewhere I don't know. Even though it's wrong of me to doubt him. Oh, Ginny, that was so sweet of you. Alright. I'll tell you why I did it. Just stop looking at me like that, Iris.
Reason for bringing in.
It wasn't because of Iris. That's not why I did it. I just wanted to know the truth. That's all. You want to know if Mr. Schultz was being honest. If he'd really deposited the manuscript at Woodbanks. It's like I told you the night before. I never had a father. But ours is a lot ain't like mine. She's got her dad. Only she can't see him. And I reckon that's gotta be odder. That's why she writes her stories. They're about her dad, really. That's what it sounds like to me, anyway. Last night, when I was listening to what you were saying, stories about Daddy.
You mean they're not the adventures of the great detective? They're not the adventures of a great detective, so much as the adventures of a great detective and his trusty partner?
Well, that's how I see it, yeah. You're so thoughtful and kind, Ginny. Yes, and we never thought any different, did we? Look, give it a rest, will ya? I ate all this chummy nonsense. Do you hear me? I ate it. I don't trust no one, right? That's how I work. Because if you don't trust no one can let you down. So leave me alone. Go on, Scraper.
I hadn't noticed until now, but it's unmistakable. Right there on both sleeves of that overcoat. Are some very suspicious red stains.
What? Why are you looking at me like that?
I think it might be worth presenting some of our other findings in that area to Gina now. Those stains on the sleeves of your new coat, Gina. Blood, aren't they? Not that I know whose blood yet.
What? Blood, Mr. Naruto?
You don't appear to have any obvious wounds yourself, though. So, could it be blood that splattered from Mr. Windybank when he was shot last night?
Let's not beat around the bush here. This trusty friend of mine will get results much faster than anything else. Take it easy, Iris. Don't move, Ginny. I'm going to shoot.
Whoa!
Oh! Oh my.
What the? Forget the sleeves. The whole coat is covered in blood. Of course. The black color of the fabric was masking the stains. That's why we haven't seen them until now.
And the blood has reacted with the chemical into a purple color. This matches one of the samples we've already collected perfectly. Yes. Now let's see. Who had the purple blood? Aha! Yes, it was the blood maker, Mr. Mason, the victim of the murder case 2 months ago.
What?
What are you all on about? The victim? What do you mean? It's a rather uncomfortable situation, Mr. Grant. But I think this makes things quite clear. It means the omnibus case is finally solved. The truth about who really murdered the brickmaker, Mr. Mason, is revealed.
Oi! Wait till I explain what's going on. Stop telling half a story. The truth of the omnibus case. We can see now that the victim's blood is all over Mr. McGillicud's coat.
But in the trial 2 months ago, the defendant said this in his testimony.
Now I ask you, what good-hearted soul wouldn't rush to help a fella bleeding from his stomach? I wasn't about to start worrying about me gloves now, was I? I reached out to give the man a hand. But if you look at this overcoat now, it's clear. These stains could have arisen from McGilda trying to pull the victim to his feet.
No, if that was what really happened, the blood would have splattered all over the front of the coat.
The only explanation for this pattern of blood is that it splattered over McGilda's coat when he stabbed the victim in the stomach. I've tried to run from the truth for long enough, but there's no escaping it now. The true culprit in that case, Mr. Mason's killer, Magnus McGilded.
Mr. Naruhodo.
That horrible case is solved at last, and I helped the man walk free from that trial. I used all that twisted testimony. I used all that twisted testimony and all that sham evidence to prove his innocence. How could I have let that happen?
Bruno, did you believe in him, though? Did you believe Mr. McGilder was innocent?
I believed. Or rather, I think I was trying to believe. I wanted to. Because believing in those you represent in court is a defense lawyer's greatest weapon.
A weapon?
A lawyer's weapon. Before we came to Great Britain, a great friend of mine taught me a valuable lesson.
You mean Kazuma-sama?
Listen, real estate. We lawyers are only human. We can't know for sure what the truth and what was the truth and what was wrong. Which is why we must resort to our primary weapon. An unwavering belief in our clients. That's all we really have. Unwavering belief? Only when we truly believe what our clients tell us can we fight with everything we have for their cause. In any battle, there can be no victory without faith. So I believe you, unwaveringly. What's funny, Gina?
Oh, Sounds like in this Empire or Japan you come from. Everyone must be soft. Well, come on. Look at the mess it got you in believing that bog trotter. Yes, I inadvertently helped a murderer walk free. Well, at least you've learned your lesson now, yeah? Believing in people's never worth it. Someone always stabs you in the back in the end. Soon as you let your guard down, you've had it. Take a leaf out of my book. Believe no one. Get hurt by no one. Gina, may I ask you something?
What?
I'd just like to make absolutely sure. What would you like us to do with these representation papers for tomorrow's trial? How many times do I have to say it? Rip them up and chuck them away. Are you sure that's what you want? I bet that's what he wants and all now.
God damn, all this old-timey shortenings. Alright, try this again.
I bet that's why he wants and all now. Mister, I'm a believer lawyer over there. Don't forget it was me who, in that trial 2 months ago, I led everyone in that garden path, didn't I? And you're telling me you can believe in me after that? Not likely. Mr. Hunter?
Our worst primary weapon is an unwavering belief in his clients. Ultimately, it comes down to whether or not I feel I can trust Gina after everything that's happened. I can't trust her. Well, I can't trust her because he's always lying. So I just do what the opposite she says. Gina, let me say it again. Please allow me to represent you in tomorrow's trial.
Eh? Are you half-baked?
Not at all. You've not once admitted to committing the crime, have you? What's more, I believe that you're telling me the truth.
Seriously? Mr. Odo. Didn't you hear all of what I said before? I'm a born liar. Dibs just trip off me tongue. And I'm a diver, don't forget. I pulled the wool over your eyes 2 months ago and got you in all sorts of trouble. Why would you ever trust me now? I just don't get it. Gina, I do understand why you choose not to put your trust in others. But I assure you, there's more to this life than you yet realize. What do you mean? The world we live in is full of people who would do very well to trust. People who won't ever let you down.
It's true that I'm just a student of law, and I'm certainly lacking in courtroom experience. But I can promise you this. Whatever happens, until my very last breath, I am completely on your side.
What do you expect me to say to that? I have decided. I will take these papers now and carry out the necessary preparations for tomorrow's trial. It would be a shame to throw them away now after it's been penned with your name so beautifully. Do what you like. You Eastern lot are... I don't know what you are. I don't get ya.
She is taking herself off to the back. She is taking herself off to the back of her cell. She
never failed, but I hope she's feeling relieved. That turned out alright in the end, I think. Whoever's hiding there, sure as if I want. Eavesdropping is the height of cowardice.
Mr. Sato?
Somebody's there in the shadows. I can sense it. Somebody who wasn't there before.
What? Blimey. You're sharp, eh? I suppose you were using one of those mystic Japanese arts. Like the art of stealth I've heard so much about.
If anyone was being stealthy, it was you, Inspector.
Legacy! Oh dear me. I am most terribly sorry, Your Ladyship. I didn't mean to startle you.
How long have you been listening in on our current conversation?
Good grief! Listen in! No! I got word that there were some visitors who were refusing to leave even though it was after hours. I assure you, Your Ladyship, I only just arrived. Just this very minute, not a moment earlier. That's all it is. Nothing untoward, nothing at all.
After hours? Is it that late already?
So then, I'll humbly excuse myself now, Your Ladyship. Ta-da! Toodle-doo! Cheerio! All the best! Bye!
That's a lot of farewells. Not one of them appropriate for a relationship. Oh, but I want to have a chat.
I'm terribly sorry, but time is pressing at the moment.
Oh, I see. That's a shame.
They don't get this mercy at the Supreme. They don't get this mercy at the Supreme Court dealt with sharpish. Lord Strongheart will, well.
Emergency? Lord Strongheart?
Nothing. Forget I say anything. Anyway, I'm off.
Alright, Grixie, if you have to. But let's chat soon.
Delighted. Charmed. Can't wait. If you please. My pleasure.
That's a lot of pleasantries. And one of them sounded sincere. Grixie's so funny. He says such silly things. It's really entertaining to see an inspector of the police fawning to a 10-year-old girl. But anyway, I wonder what this emergency is at the Supreme Court. I must attend the court clerk's office now before it closes. Yes, of course. Thank you, Mr. Sato. Kindly escort ours home now, Mr. Naruhodo. I shall meet you there later. And so, our investigation came to an end. Kusao-san went to file the necessary papers for my defense of Gina the following day. And then it hit me. I could no longer suppress the wretched feeling that had been gnawing away at my insides. Tomorrow, Kusao-san will be leaving Britain, and making her way back to Japan. th April, 11:13 p.m. Naruhodo's legal consultancy. Naruhodo-san, it's been a very trying day, hasn't it? I do hope you're not too exhausted. What about you, Susawa-san? Today has been even more trying for you, for sure. I'm sure. Mr. Sholmes was shot before our eyes. Gina was arrested. All on the back of the news that her father has fallen ill, and that she must return to Japan at once. I hope your father recovers soon. Thank you for your kind words. I wonder why it is that so many thoughts rage in my head like a storm. And yet, I seem unable to find the words to express any of them.
I know exactly what you mean.
Anyway, I have one final task to complete as your judicial assistant. Once that is done, I shall make preparations for my departure tomorrow.
One final task? Going back to Japan.
It's just 2 months since we arrived in Japan, in London, but we managed to establish this office. It was finally feeling as though we were settling in. I would be lying if I said I felt no regret.
I'm so sorry, Susawa-san.
It's just so sudden. I really don't know what to think. I've had no time to gather my thoughts.
I know we've only been here a short time, but in my limited experience of the courtroom, I feel I've learned something.
And what would that be?
It seems to me there are many facets to people's personalities. Facets? And like a jewel, the light plays off them in complex patterns, illuminating their actions and their motives. But we only see a small number of the total facets, and what is illuminated is only a part of the whole story. What lies in the shadows? What do those facets we cannot see look like? Perhaps there are some parts we'll never lay eyes on for as long as we live.
That's so true.
Sometimes I feel as though I'm blind to so much. But I keep hoping that one day it will all become clear. That all the facets will be illuminated. And I'll finally understand how everything fits together.
Now, Hoto-san.
I suppose what matters is that we keep our eyes open and keep moving forward. Even if the way sometimes seems dark.
It's amazing to think that it's just been 2 months. You've grown so much.
Sorry? I've what?
Oh no, there's nothing. Unimportant.
Tomorrow's departure. Do you know what time you will leave London in the morning?
Yes, I picked up my ticket earlier. I should be leaving here at 4 a.m.
I see. Well, I'll escort you to the station.
Absolutely not.
Sorry?
I'm sure you realize why I couldn't possibly let you do that. You have a very important day ahead of you tomorrow.
Gina's trial. Yes, I know, but
every word you utter will have the potential to determine Gina's fate. You must get as much rest as possible, even though, like me, I'm sure you will find it hard to sleep. But please, for me, do try.
one final task. You mentioned one final task a moment ago. What did you mean?
Oh my, I nearly forgot. Please, I want you to have this.
What is that? Is that a huge bundle of documents?
It's my notes from the case 2 months ago. The murder that was committed on the omnibus.
The Gilded case.
It seems to me that this case of Mr. Windybank's murder, of which Gina is accused, is very much tied up with that omnibus case, in ways that are not yet completely apparent. So I took the liberty of consolidating my writings about the case for you. With everything else she's had to think about, Susawa-san still managed to do this, and all neatly laid out for me in her beautiful handwriting. It was my pleasure. I can only hope that it will bolster your case tomorrow for Gina. Thank you so much, Susala-san. I will do my best to use it wisely. You really are the best judicial assistant in the world. Well, that's extremely flattering. But I'm sorry to say that I've been a complete failure. That I've been a complete failure. I yawned at the same time after that. Sorry? I didn't quite catch what you said there. Oh! Ignore me. I was just mumbling to myself. The McGilded case notes have been entered into court record. Notes collated by Mr. Sato about the McGilded case that we worked on 2 months ago. Well, it's getting rather late. I think you should go to bed now, Naruhodo-san. I must finish packing up my things in my room. Susala-san, I wish you the very best of luck tomorrow. Good night. Wait! There's something I need to say. Hiya! God damn it! What was that? A secret technique of mine. The Susato shutdown. Shutdown? Please, I implore you. If we have to voice our goodbyes, I won't be able to hold back my tears. Susala-san. It truly had been a trying day. On our feet for hours, being Tina to open up to us, and learning the truth about that nemesis of a case. Physically and mentally, I was exhausted, and yet the idea of sleep seemed impossible. But I forced myself to close my eyes, and as a cacophony of scenes of our lives here in London played through my mind. Eventually, my fatigue triumphed, and I fell into a deep sleep. April, The Small Hours. St. Sinner's Hospital, Ward 3. Yes, I quite understand. That is a great weight off of my mind. Rest assured, I shall put everything in place, exactly as we have discussed. Thank you so much. It has been an honor and a pleasure to be acquainted with you, Mr. Sholmes. Oh, I think this is all. So, what'd you say? Thank you so much. It has been an honor and a pleasure to be acquainted with you, Mr. Sholmes. On the contrary, the pleasure has been mine. I bid you farewell, and Godspeed. My dear madame. I thought as much. To be continued. When I woke the following morning,
Susasan was already gone. Outside the window, the rain came down in sheets. And so began an even longer day than the last. One that I would remember for the rest of my days. 17th April, 9:32 a.m. The Old Bailey, defendant's antechamber. Good morning, Gina. I'm determined to prove your innocence today. I'm sure we can do it.
So, where's your friend then?
Sorry?
You know, they're in the fancy dress. Susato, or however you say it. I don't know.
Ah, Miss Susato had to leave early this morning. She's already gone by the time I woke up.
You alright with that, are ya? Forget about me if you like. Go off and see her. Go and see her off.
It's fine. It's not as though Miss Susato and I won't meet again. One day.
Even so.
But you, Gina, you only get one chance. This trial today is all we have.
Good morning, you two. How are you feeling, Ginny? Did you manage to sleep? Alice, what are you doing here? What do you mean? When a friend is in need, we show our support. In their light, Waggy. Waggy!
Great way to show your support, kitty.
I don't have a nose around. What arm trick can I do? Oh, that reminds me. I brought the paper on the way here. Now, do you look at the good news or the bad news? What do you say, Runo? Ginny?
Oh, well, I think I'd rather get the bad news out of the way first.
Nah, always take the good news first. You might not live to hear the bad. Yes. That question always gives away people's personalities.
Let's not go there.
Alright then, I'll give you the bad news first. A record amount of rain has fallen this morning, and carriages all over the capital are struggling to move.
Huh? Bad news? With a weather report?
So I hope that Susie made her train to Dover, and that the train isn't delayed on the way to the port.
Gosh, yes.
Alright then, so what's the good news? Well, the rain is forecast to subside this afternoon. So even if the train's delayed, it should be able to make up the time later. Well, that is good news, is it? I couldn't give a monkey's really.
If only all good news cancels out the bad.
And look, this trial has made the headlines too. Pawnbroker perishes in pick-purse plunder. See? How'd you like that? Well, let them say what they want. See if I care.
I can't, because you're covering your face.
Don't worry. Bruno will soon show everyone that this headline is nonsense.
I will?
And then, in tomorrow's papers, the headline will be: this charged diver is dauntless do-gooder. Isn't that right, Bruno?
Oh, yes. I hope so.
Of course they will. I have absolute faith in you. How was that? I was trying to sound like Susie. It did work. Did it?
It's like she was still here. Today's paper has been entered in court record.
Good luck then, Bruno. I'll do what I can. Honestly, I don't know the law like Susie does, but still. I'll be by your side the whole time, give you moral support and encouragement. I'm not sure that big thing is as comforting as you think it is, to be honest. But thank you, Aris. That's very kind of you. Oh yeah, Alice. Yes, Ginny. Well, I was wondering, about Sholmes. Did they fix him up alright? Yes, the operation was a great success, but Harley still hasn't come around yet. Eh? I've asked a friend of mine at Scotland Yard to send a telegram as soon as he wakes up. I'm sure Grayson will let us know the moment there's news. Oh, right. No Susalthan and no Mr. Sholmes. It's all down to me then, to prove that Gina is innocent of this crime.
Miss Gina Lestrade, counsel for the defense. The trial is about to begin. Please make your way into the courtroom.
It's time then.
Yes, let's go, Gina. Iris.
Lead the way, Bruno.
Poor Gina. She's trying to put on a brave face. I can tell she's worried and scared. I have to believe in her from start to finish. That's the weapon that will secure our victory here. If I learned anything from my great friend, it's that. 17th April, 10 a.m. The Old Bailey courtroom. In the name of Her Majesty the Queen, I hereby declare this court to be in session. This trial shall determine the guilt or innocence of Miss Gina Lestrade. I now call upon the counsels for the prosecution and defense to declare their willingness to proceed. The prosecution is ready. The defense is ready. Lord Renzinks, my lord, remind me, how many years ago was it that you withdrew from public prosecution service? It was some 5 years ago, my lord. Yes, and then 2 months ago you resurfaced somewhat unexpectedly, and here you are again today. Are there some circumstances of which the court should be aware of that led to this erratic behavior? In what one might describe as your former life 5 years ago past, you dealt exclusively in matters concerned with the highest echelons of society and government. Really? And yet today, you choose to try a simple case of burglary and murder. I confess I find it more than a little befuddling, counsel. There are 2 types of person I cannot abide. Firstly, those wealthy scoundrels who hide behind a mask of philanthropy to cheat the public at large.
He means Mr. McGillis, who you defended against the Reaper 2 months ago.
Yes, I just about managed to work that out, thank you. Magnus McGillis, if I'd known what a monster he was, I never would have defended him. And secondly, even more lonesome, those wily scoundrels who masquerade as allies only to effect total betrayal in the final hour. In other words, the confidence tricksters from those tiny islands in the far east, the Nipponese. Man, he is real racist. What? Did he really just say that?
He means you now, Bruno.
I actually managed to work that out, too. Thank you, Iris. Total betrayal? What are you talking about? That torrid look of hatred in Lord Van Deek's eyes. that directed solely at me? Or was he talking about all Japanese people? An alarmingly scathing explanation, Lord Van Zeeks. Still, the judiciary welcomes the return of the so-called Reaper of the Bailey, feared by all London's malefactors. Okay. Your lordship is too kind. Now, jurors, the 6 of you have been selected at random to represent the will of the people in this trial. Are you ready to hear the evidence placed before you and determine the guilt or innocence of the defendant? God, what voice are you? Former lieutenant of the British Army here. Don't you know, chaps like me were born ready.
Clean copy, clean cutlery, and a clean conscience. His lordship's motto is very appropriate here. Everything will be stereoscopic in the future. Absolutely everything. And I'm ready for it.
I don't understand it. I can't have left it in there. It's not possible. But could I have? Women indispensable to society. Stop. Female-centric future awaits. Stop. Good day. I am visiting London for sightseeing. I would like to take bus to Crystal Tower.
Is something wrong or no?
Oh, not exactly. It's just... I'm fairly sure I recognize these jurors. Almost all of them, in fact.
Really? Really? Funny coincidence like that do happen from time to time, don't they? But it is quite strange. The jurors are chosen at random from London's 6 million inhabitants, you know.
So I've been led to believe? But nothing tells me I'm being duped. Very well. Lord Van Zeeks. The court calls upon the prosecution to introduce the facts of the case. As you wish, my lord. Allow me to begin with a word of warning to the ladies and gentlemen of the jury. In short, there has never been a more self-evident case of cold-blooded murder. The victim, Mr. Pop Winderbank, proprietor of a pawn shop on Baker Street, was shot from behind and died instantly. The prosecution presents this photographic print of the crime scene. As the court will observe, there is a single bullet wound just below the gentleman's left shoulder. The evidence suggests that the bullet pierced the man's heart, resulting in near instant death. Moving on to the findings of Scotland Yard's coroner. His report states that the bullet entered the body on a rising diagonal trajectory. And what's that supposed to tell us? It means the victim was likely shot by someone significantly shorter in height than himself. Someone like the accused, you might say. The prosecution wishes to present the autopsy report and crime scene photograph as evidence, my lord. Indeed. The court accepts. The court accepts. Hand them to the bailiffs, please. The autopsy report has been entered in the court record. Crime scene photograph has been entered in the court record. I now ask the court to turn its attention to this plan of the establishment where the incident occurred. The proprietor was found at the storeroom where he kept articles pawned to him. A windowless room with a single point of entry, a door to the main shop, was found locked. In this sealed chamber, there were only 2 persons present. the victim, Mr. Windybank, and the accused. It may further interest the court to know when the accused was discovered at the scene. She had in her hand the gun used to fire the fatal bullet.
Well, that's that then, is it? Nothing more to say.
Isn't that good little girl a pickpocket anyway?
She's one of them filthy grabs that live in the slums in the East End. Oh well, it's only a little matter of time before she got blood on her hands then. What are you waiting for? That girl's good as
We can't jump to conclusions here. We mustn't assume her guilt because of what she has to do to survive. My learned Nipponese friend, it is you who mustn't jump to conclusions. The prosecution has barely begun presenting its case. Conveniently, this appalling act of murder did not go unobserved. There were witnesses. Good gracious! After the testimony, this girl's true nature will be exposed. Pitiful pickpurse, or cold-hearted killer. Here's to establishing the truth.
The court will take the floor plan and firearm into evidence. Hand them to the bailiff, please, Lord Van Deeks.
At once, my lord. Presently, full van has entered forward. The bank's revolver has been entered forward. This isn't good.
I feel like the mood here has turned very gloomy all of a sudden, Bruno.
I think that's because it has. Whoa! Strip out early. Let us begin. Bring forth the witnesses to the foul murder of Mr. Pop Windybank on April 16th of this year. They do not look trustworthy at all. Witnesses, state your names and occupations for the court.
Name? Nash Skulkin. Skulkin. Occupation is baddie. Professional baddie.
Name Flingo Skulkin. Occupations same as him.
Tobias Gregson, Scotland Yard Inspector. That's right. We're what they call the Three Scullin Brothers. What are you looking at me like that for? Don't let me in with you lot. God blimey, that's cold. Don't you know what we're going for?
It's our older blood. Lost contact with him we have. So we've been scouting every shady corner of the capital.
And then last night we come across you. A very split the old bloke. Ain't that right, Ringo?
He is not, she is. The very spit of him.
So we decided.
What the hell voice I give him? I really forgot. I got it mixed up with Tobias's voice.
So we decided there and then what we's gonna do. What we's gonna call you. Big Bruv Scully.
Wait, Ringo's the small one. Big Bluff Scully.
Come on. Leave it out, you two.
Scully Skulkin? And that's before he runs out of chips.
Well then, Inspector Scully Gregson. Beg your pardon, my lord, but the name's Tobias. What I would like to know, Inspector, is what you are doing in the witness stand.
These Skulkin brothers are currently under arrest, my lord, on suspicion of theft.
Thieves, are they? These three? No, my lord. Beg your pardon, but please don't lump me in with this lot.
Do nights ago, these two brothers illegally entered an establishment with intent to burgle. And in the course of their nefarious activities, they became embroiled in a far more sinister crime. By Jove! You mean to say? What an extraordinary coincidence! Indeed, my lord. While attempting to burglarize the pawnbrokery, they witnessed its proprietor's murder. Order! 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 The various trespasses of these brothers is not the subject of today's proceedings, though they will naturally face trial in the very near future. With your lordship's permission, I'd like to remain in the stand to keep these gents on the straight and narrow. Of course, Inspector. Skeptical as I am about the caliber of these witnesses, I will permit them to take the stand. Mr. and Mr. Skulkin, you will now testify before the court. Describe the events of the night in question and what exactly you saw. Happy to. Cause the Skulkins never skulkin'. Get out of it. Did he have like a high-pitched voice? We was walking down Baker Street and... Nope, that's Mario. We was walking down Baker Street... Yeah, sure, let's go with that one. We was walking down Baker Street in the small hours, and the gas door was ajar, see? It was like a kind of sign, begging for us to go in. It was. Are these two Mario and Luigi? Oh, once got in. Oh, I immediately forgot his voice. I cannot picture what he could sound like. But once got inside, core blimey lummy. We heard a gunshot from the back room. We went to see what it was. But the door was locked from the inside. We never done nothing, Governor. We never took nothing. We just left after that. Nice and quiet. A terrible coincidence, it would seem. At the precise moment these miscreants entered the property, an even more sinister crime was afoot. The witness's testimony is consistent with the crime scene in every detail. The door providing access to the storeroom from the main shop was indeed locked from the inside. And within, only the victim and the accused were found. I must say, it does appear to be an overwhelmingly simple case. Still, the defense may cross-examine the witnesses now, of course. Counsel, if you please. Counsel? Yes. What's the matter, Luno? Sorry, I was just stunned into silence for a minute by the blatant lies being told by that pair in the stand. I know that's all nonsense, because I saw it with my own eyes. I just have exposed their testimony for the pack of lies it is. Illegal entry. We was walking down Baker Street in the small hours, and the gas door was ajar, see? Hold it! The front door of Winnie Banks was ajar, you say? What time of night was this? Must have been about 1, right, Ringo? Yeah, I'd say so. Light sulky? How would I know? The place would have been shut at 1 in the morning, just like every other shop in town. Well, it was pitch black outside, it's true. Ain't that right, Ringo? I'm not so sure, Nash.
I seem to remember a little light burning inside. What about you, Scully, me old mucker?
Leave me alone.
There definitely was a small lamp burning inside. That's what alerted us to the situation in the first place. And when these gentlemen ventured into the open establishment, the accused, Miss Gia Lestrade, already had the muzzle of her gun trained on the unfortunate victim.
Objection!
That is pure conjecture. Huh. Perhaps, but it changes nothing. These bludgers inadvertently wandered into the middle of a cold-blooded murder. And simply because they found the door of the victim's establishment open and ventured inside.
Right, that's what happened.
It was like some kind of sign begging for us to go in, it was.
Hold it!
What are you trying to suggest? That you had to go in?
Well, God moves in mysterious ways, they say, don't they, Ringo?
They do, Nash, they do. Must have been some sort of providence, I reckon. God's will often presents itself as the whims of thieves, does it?
It wasn't no whim, I'm sure of it. Oh, I'm sure of that.
It weren't, Nash, it weren't. Like we said at the time.
Yes, don't find. You don't just find doors open in the middle of the night like that. Nah, there's no two ways about it.
It was a sign that our long-lost brother was inside. They're not very good liars, are they? Well, you can't deny it. It led us to a bloke what looks just like our gloves.
I said, turn it out.
Those chips are getting chomped today.
But once we got inside, cool, blimey, lummy. We heard a gunshot from the back room.
Hold it!
A gunshot, you say? Just the one? Are you sure about that?
Yep, just the one, Governor. I can swear to that.
It was not. It was, Nash. It was. It ain't the right glove.
The firearm used belonged to the victim himself.
Yes, Mr. Winnebank always used to leave his gun lying around on the counter. Right, I remember.
When we examined it, we found the revolver was completely out of rounds.
Oh, that makes sense. Mr. Winnebank always used to say he only ever kept a single bullet loaded. That sounds true. I remember him saying that as well.
So, we can say with considerable certainty that only a single round was discharged from the firearm used at the murder weapon. Yes, my lord, we can.
And I should remind the court that the firearm in question was discovered in the hand of the accused.
Wonderful.
We went to see what was what, but the door was locked from the inside.
Hold it!
Do you mean the door between the main shop and the store? Yet my learned friend is having difficulty grasping the situation. Perhaps a drawing would help. Excluding the shop's entrance from the street, there is only one other door. That of the storeroom.
Of course, there was only a little oil lamp burning. Not much to see by it.
And the door was hidden behind a curtain and all. That's right. When we arrived, the door was mostly obscured by the curtain. Tell me, why exactly did you try to open that door? Huh? Ain't our pay thief would run at the sound of a gunshot, I think.
Your turn to rabbit, Ringo.
Well, Nash, yeah. I suppose you have to say we ain't normal, eh? Broadly speaking, humans respond to one of two ways on hearing a gunshot or a scream. The timid flee, gripped by fear, while the courageous investigate to see if they might help. These gentlemen are of the latter inclination. I learned Nipponese fled. It would seem is of the former. Alright, somehow I just proved that I was a coward that night.
Thank you, consuls. So, I believe we all understand that the door was locked and could not be opened. Proceed. Witnesses. We've never done nothing, Governor. We never took nothing. We just left after that, nice and quiet.
Hold it!
You didn't do or take anything? Is that your story?
Well, it was bedlams as soon as, weren't it?
It was, Nas, it was. Didn't even have time to pull me dukes out of me loosey lockets. So, with no time to take the hands out of your pockets, you just left, nice and quietly, you say?
That's right, Governor. Nothing we ate more than violence. Peace-loving nibblers, we are, not bludgers.
We are, Nash, we are. Never ever even pulled me dukes out, me loosey lockets. So, you clearly like us to believe.
Yeah, come again.
As you fled from the pawnbrokers that night, did you not run into anyone else? And did you not fire a gun at that person?
Sakes alive! They fired a gun, you say? Ah! Blimey, Governor!
You ain't telling us! It was you in the doorway! It was. Why the bleeding Nora? Didn't you mention that before?
You were armed with a gun! And as you fled the scene, you fired that gun. At London's greatest detective, Sherlock Sholmes!
They shot the great Mr. Sholmes? I did hear that, actually. Rumored he was rushed to the hospital. The great Sholmes? Was beyond the pale. On the night in question, this pair were arrested by the police within minutes of the discovery of the crime scene. Their suspicious countenance rapidly gave them away. And when searched, a firearm was indeed found in their possession. Furthermore, the barrel shows signs of having a shot having been fired from it. God, that ain't the doctor. That's terrifying. The prosecution invites his lordship to examine the firearm recovered from these brothers.
Yes, indeed. Remnants of powder around the muzzle. As you say, Counsel. The court will hold this woman as evidence.
The Sculpin brothers' gun has been entered into the court record. Now, my learned Nipponese friend. Yes? Here's to you successfully presenting the evidence. For yes, there are telltale signs of spent powder on this gun, and a single bullet missing from the cylinder. But the prosecution demands evidence that it was fired at the scene of the crime under scrutiny in this trial.
Objection!
Well, I'll need evidence, because I was there!
Objection!
However, the rest of us in this courtroom were not. If the defense fails to provide evidence in support of its rash claims, we shall have no choice but to toast your incompetence and move on. Evidence that these two fired that gun before they left Windbanks that night.
The court demands that all claims are affirmed with clear proof. What evidence shows that these witnesses unloaded a firearm in the pawnbroker's shop that night?
Take that!
The evidence is in this portfolio. What? What have you there, Counsel? During the course of our investigation, we discovered a number of bloodstains. Not trusting the police to do the job they're trained to do. How arrogantly Nipponese of you. Well, anyway, we analyzed all the blood samples we found and recorded the results in this portfolio. And you claim to have evidence the court is demanding therein? Yes, my lord. No more dallying then, Counsel. Present the pertinent evidence at once. What do you have in your portfolio that proves these witnesses unloaded a firearm at the scene?
Take that!
What is that? Explain! It's a photographic print taken at Winterbank's pawnbrokery on the day of the incident. For the scene of the crime, is it? Is that a bullet hole? And if my eyes do not deceive me, it appears the bullet is still lodged in there. Yes, as your lordship knows, the bullet pierced Mr. Winterbank's calendar. The date shown being the 16th of April, the very day of the pawnbroker's death. The incident occurred at 1 hour after midnight. This indicates that a separate shot had been fired sometime after the calendar had been set to the 16th. That's right. And while it isn't irrefutable, the defense believes this is credible evidence that the witnesses did fire a round from their gun in the pawnbrokers that night. Ah! Order! How does the prosecution stand, Lord Van Zieks? If that is the direction my learned friend wishes to take, the prosecution has no objection. What? But you'll forgive me for flinging my hollow chalice aside in disgust at the repugnancy it exposes. Yes, on the night in question, these brothers entered the pawnbroker illegally. And like the bold baddies they claim to be, opened fire on the new arrivals before fleeing back onto the streets. Yeah, take it easy there, Governor. You got lands in the soup. We had a deal. You weren't gonna get into them details. Tell them, Skulky. So, set the bloke straight. I have nothing to add. So he knew, did he? At least knew the testimony would almost certainly expose the extent of their crimes. It would seem now that I owe my learned Nipponese friend a word of gratitude. What do you mean? What I mean is that you have helpfully confirmed an important fact. What? To what fact do you refer, Lord Van Zieks? As has been established, at the point of their arrest, a single shot had been fired from the brother's gun. However, if that shot found its target in Mr. Scholl's, then clearly these witnesses cannot be accused of the fatal shooting of the proprietor and the victim. In other words, these two men have no material connection to the murder of the Mr. Winterbank at all. So that's it. That's it. We didn't have nothing to do with it. We didn't, Nash. We didn't. That's what I reckon. Your crimes include unlawful entry, intent to steal, perjury, and let us not forget, attempted murder. Quite catalog, eh, fellas? Ah. We're Going in for it now, Blove. Now then, let us take a moment to consider the aforementioned great detective, Mr. Herlock Sholmes. It would seem the man patronized the pawnbrokers in question somewhat regularly.
Where is he going with this?
Mr. Sholmes appeared to take pleasure in tinkering with eccentric machinery.
Eccentric? Says who?
Not me.
Don't give me that look.
He installed a pair of machines like this one in the victim's shop.
Oh! That's one of Hurley's red-handed recorders.
What is that, Counsel? It has the appearance of a photographic contraption. As your lordship has surmised, it is indeed a camera attached to a small timing device.
Every half an hour, it automatically photographs the interior of the establishment. The idea being that if a thief were to break in to the shop, he would be caught red-handed.
The prosecution has obtained the photographs taken by the device on the night in question. As the court will observe, copious identical prints are produced in a quite desultory fashion. Rather practical, I feel. In fact, there are two such devices in the victim's shop, my lord. If I may refer the court to the plan of the premise, their respective positions are here and here. You say these cameras produce a print every half hour. I'm afraid I fail to see how that would help if the anticipated thief conducted his activities in one of the many 30-minute intervals. One can only pray that the would-be criminal lingers, my lord. On the night in question, the witnesses currently in the stand were not caught on camera.
That's a fair bill of fried duck, eh, bruv?
Lady Luck loves a skulking.
What is this? At what time did you trespass? Did your trespass begin? It must have been just after 1. Right, bruv?
Must have been Nash. Must have been, yeah. Just gone 1. In which case, minutes before these brothers entered the establishment. What scene might we expect to see within the shop? Let us examine the evidence.
Good lord! It's the defendant! Miss Gia Lestrade!
As the court can clearly see, the accused is pictured, gun in hand, facing the victim over the shop counter. No doubt coercing the proprietor to open the door to his storeroom.
Quite! One can only too easily imagine the events that unfolded. One will take this photographic print as evidence. If you please, counsel.
The photograph of Gina has been entered into the courtroom.
I don't believe it. Ginny.
In short, the accused is the only person who could possibly have killed Mr. Windybank.
I say, my lord.
Oh.
Wonder if I might put in a word at this point. Go ahead, Mr. Foreman. Took a volley bullet to the knee and my wand. 1880, don't you know? Took great fortune and all that, but forced to retire from the service, sadly.
course, a middle can never outshine the exploits of chaps like us on the battlefield. Yes, Mr. Ford. And what exactly is your point? Carried on the bow after retirement, you see. The battle of daily life, if you like. And here I am now, leading the small squadron, 6 men, all good crew. And we'll all go down together, and mark our words, one for all, and all for one. The ladies and gentlemen of the jury have reached agreement, have they? Is that what we are to understand? Well, Mr. Foreman, is that correct? You know what? I'm gonna end it there. Ooh, man. That's gonna be the cliffhanger for next time. I think tomorrow is the Honkai update. Also have day off of work too, so could do a long stream if nothing goes wrong. So, man, this case is going off to a rough start. God damn it, Gina. You and your golden heart, but very rough ways. Wonder how we're gonna get out of this predicament. Until then, thank you everyone who joined me today, and I will see you all next time. Bye bye. Oh, that didn't work. That's weird. The clock still works.